Hello, my name is Father Bill Ferruzzi, and I am the director of the Salesian community in New Rochelle, New York, based at the Salesian Provincial Center. I want to talk to you a little bit about preparing for Christmas. You know, sometimes when we think of Christmas, the first thing that comes to our mind is, what am I going to get? What presents will I get this year? I want to share with you a short story that has always impressed me. It's called The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. And O. Henry is noted for his short stories with surprise endings. Many of you know this story, and if you haven't read it, it's a shame because you should have. It's about a lovely couple named Jim and Della. They are madly in love with one another, but they're as poor as church mice. I've never encountered any rich church mice, but they are really poor. And they're thinking about what each one can get the other for Christmas. Now, Della has long, gorgeous hair, and Jim has in mind a couple of decorated combs, ornamental combs that he could get for her. He passed by the store and he saw them in the window, and he said, I'm going to get those. But he couldn't afford it. Meanwhile, Della says, well, Jim has this pocket watch which he always carries around. Wouldn't it be nice if he had a gold chain and fob that he could wear with his suit? And she went shopping for one, and she found out she couldn't afford it either. So both of them independently get bright ideas of how they're going to get these gifts. She decides to cut her beautiful long hair, and she takes it to a wig maker and sells it for the money with which she buys the chain and the fob. And she takes that home and she wraps it. Jim decides that in order to buy those expensive combs for her hair, he's going to sell his watch. So he goes to the pawn shop, pawns his watch, and gets the money and buys the combs. Well, you can guess the surprise ending of the story. He opens his gift. Now he has this beautiful fob and chain, but he sold his watch. And she has these beautiful combs, but her hair is short. Each one of them went to extremes in order to please the other one. Now, the moral of the story is not that we should communicate badly and do things independently of one another. The moral of the story is that we should try to do everything possible to please the other person and not worry about ourselves. If we do that, we're going to discover the true meaning of Christmas. So I invite you to do that during the next couple of days and weeks. Try to get into that spirit that took over Jim and Della and caused them to sacrifice themselves for the other. The more you do that, the more you will become like the Christ child, and the more you will understand the true meaning of Christmas. Good night.